I have some very special people here who have helped support Corner Brook Pride. Cupie, your local is Cupie, local 488. They have something they want to say.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Ernest Green. I'm president of Cupie Local 488 here in Corner Brook at the hospital. To my left is Corinna Simmons. She's on the executive as well. Plus, she's going to present a check on behalf of Cupie, Newfoundland, Labrador. Behind me is Lawrence McCarthy. He's a paramedic working at the hospital. To my right is Sherry Collett. She works with us as well, and Kim Gale. So, as the largest and most diverse union in the country, Cupie has been an active participant in Pride events over the last few years. Our union is extremely pleased to be standing here as part of this Pride celebration today. So on behalf of Cupie Local 488 here in Corner Brook, we'd like to present a check to Kristen for help with your events.
As Ernest said, my name is Corinna Simmons. I'm also on the Newfoundland Executive Board with Cupie. Cupie has a long history of pressing for rights for equality-seeking groups and educates to promote equality. As public employees, our more than 600,000 members across the country work to improve the lives of people in our communities. So on behalf of our 6,000 members here in Newfoundland and Labrador, I would like to extend a very warm and sincere happy Pride from Cupie. We also have a donation from Cupie, Newfoundland and Labrador.
Thank you, Cupie members. Much appreciated. Right now, we actually have a very special guest. Jen McCreath from St. John's has come out and is going to do a special talk. Jen? And here we go.
Thank you. Hello there. Can everybody hear me? How you doing, Corner Brook? I'm Jennifer McCreath from St. John's. I'm a transsexual person. How many people actually know what transsexual means? Put your hands up. How many don't? Okay, so I guess we can skip the 101. You have to forgive me, I just woke up. Actually, not true. I drove here 7 hours. Basically, what I'm trying to do here is, I guess, raise a little bit of awareness and education. The LGBT community has come a long ways, especially in Canada, in recent years, but unfortunately, trans people, we still lag behind. We're still labeled mentally ill, which is, quite frankly, it's ridiculous. This is not a mental illness issue. It's a physical issue that requires medical intervention through hormones and surgical procedures. And right here in Newfoundland, we have a healthcare system that unfortunately doesn't want to recognize most of these needs, and we're stuck fending for ourselves. It can be very expensive. We have trouble gaining acceptance in society. A lot of people don't want to offer us jobs. I had trouble finding someone willing to rent me an apartment. My money's good as anyone else's. And most importantly, the Human Rights Code was recently amended here in our province, and new recognition was given to a lot of minority groups, interestingly enough, including criminals. However, once again, we were let down. Trans people still do not have human rights protection, which is a shame, because ultimately we are all human beings. We eat, we sleep, we go to the bathroom. Some of us like music, some of us like sports, some of us like to get in the car and drive 7 hours to Corner Brook. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Corner Brook Pride, for letting me have the mic. I'm kind of shy, as you may have seen, but I guess that's enough of me. Let's turn this back over to Christian, who's doing a wonderful job.
Okay, everybody. Earlier on this year, we came up with this little concept, which grew into something kind of fun, and it was all geared towards first-year college, university students that were coming here, and it was called No Place Like Nome. So it was a fun sort of spin on No Place Like Home. And what they had to do is that they all had to do. These things happen. They all got one gnome, each group, and then they had to go run around to all of our sponsors, and they had to have a photo op, a scavenger photo op, and they got to take wonderful and funny, and actually some of them just plain out hilarious photographs of our sponsors. And they were all received in last night, and I'm proud to say that the green team, or Team Nature, is the winner this year. It's the little guy who did it all. So if you check out www.cornerbrookpride.com, you'll see some of those pictures. Anybody from your team? Would anybody like to come up and say something?
Yeah, Clyde!
This is Glenn. Glenn, on behalf of Corner Brook Pride Incorporated, we're pleased to present to you the first plaque. There's no pictures yet, but you'll get your name on it, and we're all going to take you out to dinner.
I would just like to say we really enjoyed this competition. We got found out about it last minute. I was stopped in the hallway of the school and said, "Hey, do you want to go take some pictures of a gnome?" I said, "Sure, sounds like fun to me." All the sponsors around town, we went to a lot of places, got some pretty funny responses. You know, you want to do what with the gnome? Or we had a lot of people who were pretty happy to take part. Our gnome got pierced and mailed, and was even mixed a few drinks at a couple places. You know, change a keg. So I just appreciate everyone who sponsored this event, and we had a lot of fun doing it. And hopefully we'll get a chance to do it again next year.
Okay, I have a number of letters here that have been received in from around the world, basically. I'm not too sure if everybody is aware, but we made a major accomplishment this year in that the International Gay and Lesbian Human Rights Commission made an alliance with us and supporting us as our first nonprofit Pride organization in Newfoundland and Labrador, actually beating St. John's. Whoops. Hey. So anyway, in July I received a letter from the executive director of the International Gay, Lesbian Human Rights Commission, who wrote, "To the people of Western Newfoundland, Canada, the International Gay and Lesbian Human Rights Commission acknowledges that between the 10th and 12th of September, that the city of Corner Brook and surrounding areas across your vast province will be celebrating Corner Brook Pride 2010. We understand that public demonstrations such as a parade, march, and festival, to include other events, will be occurring, which draws further public awareness of human rights within your locality, across the island, and to the greater public, both within Canada and abroad. Your participation to exercise this right of free expression helps to break down old barriers and prejudice and build new bridges of pride, peace, and acceptance within the GLBT community. To each and every one of you who participate in the celebration of Corner Brook Pride 2010, IGL HRC sends to you congratulations on helping build a more peaceful and accepting community." And that's from Kerry Allen Johnson, the Executive Director. I believe he's from Finland, if I'm correct there. We also have a letter. It says, "Corner Brook Pride 2010. I'm pleased to extend my warmest greetings to all those participating in Corner Brook Pride. Canadians take pride in diversity of our country and regard it as a source of enrichment and strength. At the very founding of our nation was the idea that people with different backgrounds could work together to build a common home in peace and security while retaining their special and unique characteristics. As this idea gained strength in Canada, it summoned us to embrace the principles of tolerance, fairness, and compassion, while abandoning the elements of bigotry and prejudice. By remaining steadfast to this fundamental principle, we have built a country where citizens can take great pride in the fact that we are both different and equal, at the same time. As with any precious principles, must be nurtured and protected. That is why we must remain vigilant and work to ensure that Canada remains an inclusive country where people are able to form common bonds in a spirit of goodwill and mutual respect. Let me also take this opportunity to commend the organizers and volunteers and all participants for their efforts in making all the wonderful festivities joyful for everyone. Please accept my warmest regards and best wishes for a most enjoyable celebration. The Honorable Michael Ignatieff, leader of the opposition party. Yeah, it wasn't an easy letter to get, believe me. Here comes another one from a very good friend of mine. He said, "Dear sirs," of course that includes everybody, "congratulations to Corner Brook Pride on its initiative of bringing this Pride event to Corner Brook, Newfoundland. If Toronto's experience is any example, this event will soon become a matter of civic pride for all of Corner Brook community. That one brings people together in mutual respect while celebrating our diversity. In Toronto, Pride began as a protest movement. It was a defensive manifestation by the gay community directed against the discrimination and even violence that prevailed at that time. It was my privilege as the Member of Parliament for Toronto Centre to watch the evolution of that event to what it is today, when over 1 million people, literally from all over walks of life, watch the parade as a manifestation of the nature of their city as a welcoming place for all. One that benefits the positive spirit engendered by the welcome. I'm sure that Corner Brook will also receive this sense of community togetherness, and we will also do that sense of unique fun and humor that is such a part of a great province Newfoundland and Labrador is. And all Canadians will join you in rejoicing that we live in a country where mutual respect and tolerance enables us all to work together for the greater benefit. Have a wonderful Pride." The Honourable Colonel William C. Graham, who in fact was the very first lawyer that the gay community could go to at that time 40 years ago in order to receive legal free support. And I'm proud to say he's a friend of mine, and I did his portrait last year. So kudos to him. And I'll just pass a couple over to Tanya.
Hi, did you guys want to take a card for the Black 30 egg rental? Is that 10:30?
Oh, I'm performing tonight, so.
Oh, okay.
And more importantly, we also received a letter. The letter states, "On behalf of the government and people of Newfoundland and Labrador, I commend the organizers of Corner Brook Pride 2010 for your initiative and enthusiasm. Events planned for September 10th to 12th celebrate our city's colorful mosaic of diversity in an atmosphere of tolerance, respect, and good humor. During the weekend's festivities, among other things, participants will also be raising donations for the Janeway Children's Hospital Foundation, demonstrating that Pride gives back. Corner Brook is certainly a city that knows how to celebrate. I trust that everyone who participates this weekend will have a wonderful and memorable time. Sincerely, Premier Danny Williams."
So we'll just call upon Richie Snow for a little bit more music, fun, and dance, and then we'll move on to a few other things like the Pride Pooch contest. Yeah. So Richie, where are you?